What have you got? So leading on from last week's of the what have you got, what have you actually got? What quick action step can you use to create that one low effort add-on? It might be a post-appointment check-in package. What is that one thing that you could create? You've hopefully from last week got that file going, future ideas, future products. What in there would be a really quick win-win for everybody? A checklist, a check-in package, a 15-minute phone call or whatever it is at an absolutely minimum price. What is that one quick check-in that you could do or that you could create? Mentoring with Geraldine is a bite-sized practitioner podcast for naturopaths, nutritionists, herbalists, coaches, and practitioners. This podcast responds directly to the needs of you, the practicing natural therapist. We have interviews during the holiday season and business and mindset support each week, so you'll get the variety you need to enjoy and stay motivated in your practice. Don't forget to subscribe to receive the weekly episodes. And if you want to connect with me, always check the show notes because that's where you'll find the links to book appointments and, of course, to join the Academy, the membership group where there's constant connection and community with like-minded practitioners. Now, let's get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mentoring with Geraldine and the Bite Size Podcast. How the devil are you? So today, before we start, I'm going to ask you to subscribe, go below, do the 5 stars, because at the end of today and the next 4 episodes, there's going to be a little meditation, which means that you might need to shut your eyes, you might not, up to you, but there is a little meditation at the end of the next few episodes. And so I need to ask you to do all the goody things for me because, that's what promotes it. That's what makes me come back every week without fail so that you get the content you need to motivate you. But I thought over this month, we've already started the month, over this time, we're going to really be thinking about our mindset, our money, and some marketing for who we are and what we do. And to do that, I thought I'd do it a little bit differently because last week I talked about starting something new, doing something differently. And although I say the same entrance every single time, it's me, I'm here, we do need to think outside the square and we do need to think about other things. So kind of what has been rolling in my mind from the last few episodes is when we need to think about hidden income streams. Do we have any hidden income streams in our business? And we do. We all do. Some of them aren't going to work. We'll follow up. There's a really simple one. It's called an upsell, but it's not really, is it? We've got to follow up our clients. So that's making sure at the end of each session that you say, during the session, you're saying, when I see you next, at your next appointment, the next time we're together, we will, I will, this will. So we have that content all the way through the appointment. And then at the end of the appointment, we say, your next appointment is, let's book your next appointment. And we book it in. And then at the end, if you need to, if they haven't paid in advance, you can take any money. Or at the end, you can take the money for the next appointment so that they're always paying in advance. All right. If they've started paying in advance, they can carry on paying in advance. If they're not used to, I've got older clients who've been with me for years. And so those ones do actually just pay into my bank account. Whereas the newer ones are used to the system of pay before you see me. So at the end of the appointment, I'm actually taking the money for the next appointment very often. Okay. But I have different ways for different things of how it all works. So follow-ups. Are you following up your clients, either booking it at the end of the appointment or checking in with them? And what is the maintenance that they need? How often are you seeing them? When was the last time you saw them? If it was a long time ago, and you're not sure because email rules and spamming people have all changed, then you can send an email or a message saying easy to unsubscribe, send stop. We get those texts that says say stop. You're allowed to do that. Or you can send out an email saying, I know you've not heard from me for ages. I'm just checking in. You're okay. If you'd like to book an appointment, here's the link. If you don't want to hear from me again, please just unsubscribe or email me back stop. We need to ask. We need to know, are these people are my people anymore? They might have moved away. They might have something different may have happened to them. They may have, I don't know, married a natural therapist so they don't need you anymore, or become a natural therapist so they don't want you anymore because they have somebody else. Whatever it is, we don't know. It's not us. It's up to them. But we need to check in with them, and they need to know that we exist. Are they getting their supplements regularly? Do they need a supplement review? I have one lady who's been on the same supplements for yonks, and every time I do a review with her, I literally don't change them. It's just bizarre. I don't change them at all. I'm always looking at it going, do we need to change these? What's the difference? Have you had bloods done? And she's been on the same supplements for a good 5 years. And I'm always wondering, like, what, is this right? And she's religious, but I'm like, really, you shouldn't need to take these. Anyway, that's a side issue. But it is our maintenance care following up and saying, do you really need these things? What can we change? What don't you need from all of these things that we've been doing? Can I take things away now? Got other people, I'm taking things away all the time. But this one, anyway, don't need to talk to you about that. Can you sell bundles? Can you sell packages? Can you upsell? Have you created something? If you've written a blog recently, email it out to your client. If you haven't emailed your clients in a long time, you can just email them and say, hey, I haven't spoken to you in a long time. I just wanted to double check if you wanted to see me. And I have just made dinner, and this is what I've made, and this is the recipe. So you're giving them something for them to open that email. They see it and they're expecting. So then when they see your emails, they're going, she's got a vegan lemon cake recipe for me. I made a vegan lemon cake the other day. It's delicious. She's got a this for me, or he's got a that for me, whatever it might be. So really think about, if I'm going to email them to try and get them back on board, if I haven't seen them for a while, what am I going to send them to induce them? And that will generally just be an email or something, a bit of information. The other thing we need to do on a regular basis to find what's hidden within what we're doing is to audit what services we have, what tools and resources we have, things maybe we're not charging for them, but perhaps you could charge for them. I actually work with quite a lot of naturopathic pharmacists. Are you doing reviews? You do medication reviews as a normal part of being a pharmacist? Are you doing medication and supplement reviews and getting clients to come back that way? Passive income. Okay, passive income isn't a thing. It's great saying I'd love a passive income, but nothing is passive. We always have to promote. I'm here on my podcast every week so that you hear me. And why do I do that? Because I need to create the passive income. I need to be in your head for you to know that I'm here, for you to go, actually, Geraldine really could help me with that. I might just give her a call. After all, I've been listening to her for years. I have people come up to me at conferences and when I've been delivering, ATMS around the country, and people go, I love your podcast. I've been listening to it. And I'm like, oh, it's great. I love that. It makes me feel really good. How can I help you more? What is it that you want from me? And how can I help you create what you want and what you need? I'm heading towards the end of my business life, really. I'm getting to that retirement phase. And so it's like, well, if you want my knowledge and my skills, you need to get in contact with me sooner rather than later. Really don't put it off. But there is actually no such thing as passive income. You have to work for it, but you have to create the content to get it. So it might be some sort of a program like ebooks. There might be an email series that you can send out, a mini course. What about affiliating with people? I promote Flowdesk all the time. I yap about Flowdesk because it's literally the only email service I can use because it's pretty and it's not boring, but it is a paid one, but I have an affiliate link. So I get a kickback. And when people say, hey, that's my affiliate link, I'm good with that. I'm like, great. They're getting something for me because they've told me about it. They're getting something for that. And I'm happy to do that. You just like to know, don't you? What else can we do to find hidden income? What about your VA? Maybe your VA could do some research on what other people are offering and see if any of those things align with you and something that you could offer similarly. Obviously, we don't copy what other people have, but people come to see you because you are you. They don't come to see you because you're that other person. So if you've copied someone else's stuff, then they'll come to you thinking you're that person, and they will be very upset when they meet you and you're not the person they were thinking you were because you don't come across as that person. Things don't align with what you've been selling because it's stolen. It's not you. People come to you for you. And there's lots of people that can help you find content, create those ebooks. You might write it and then go, what do I do with it now? And so that's where a VA comes in. They'll make it pretty for you because you haven't got the time or the energy or the creative stuff on Canva. You don't want to do that. So a VA can do that. I can help you out there. So what are we going to think about? What can you do? Last week I was all about what can you do? Don't start from zero. What have you got? So leading on from last week's of the what have you got? What have you actually got? What quick action step can you use to create that one low effort add-on? Okay. It might be a post-appointment check-in package. What is that one thing that you could create? You've hopefully from last week got that file going, future ideas, future products. What in there would be a really quick win-win for everybody? A checklist, a check-in package, a 15-minute phone call or whatever it is at an absolutely minimum price. What is that one quick check-in that you could do or that you could create? Now, from there, let's now take those deep breaths. Okay. Now we're going to head into this bit of quiet time. So if you're driving the car and the kids are in the back, you can't close your eyes, but you can ask everyone to be a little bit quiet. So let's take a moment. Hopefully you are somewhere where you can close your eyes. If you're out for a walk, you can sit on that park bench because you were expecting this moment. Because it is better if you can close your eyes. So you might have to pull the car over to the side of the road. Can't close our eyes while we're driving. Can't close our eyes while we're doing chopping carrots. Don't want to chop a finger off. Do be sensible right now. So take that deep breath. Take a moment to gently close your eyes, soften your shoulders, and breathe in deeply. Take those few deep breaths in and out in your own time. Take another deep breath in and out in your own time. Now, with each breath that you're taking, allow yourself to imagine the flow of your energy, not just going out to others, not just going outward, but returning to you, coming back in. So you've got the breath out, breathing out things you don't need in this time and this space, and breathing in all the things you want and need. All of the things that are going to help and support you as you go forward in your business. I want you to picture your clinic or your workspace or your practice. I want you to envision yourself in that space. It might be in front of a computer. It might be in front of a desk. It might be by a window. Where are you? Sitting in that chair, ready to work. Maybe you have a standing desk, in which case it's standing ready for work. The energy goes out as you breathe out, things you don't want in this time and this space. And as you bring it back in, as you bring that breath back in, you see your world, you see your vision, fill it with new opportunities. Tiny ones, easy ones, simple ones you can achieve. Breathe it in and imagine those changes. Imagine those new things you're envisioning. That deep breath in and breathing out things you don't need in this time and this space now. You don't need to work harder. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You are already enough. Breathing in and out. On your next exhale, affirm gently, I am open to receiving. With ease, my work is valuable. There is more than one way to support and be supported. I am open to ideas. I am open to change. I am open to ease. I am valuable. My work is valuable. Breathing in and breathing out. When you're ready, bring your awareness back to where you are now. and take with you just that one thing, that one idea to try. Bring that back with you and leave everything you don't need in that time and that space. A deep breath, relax, and enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast for the weekly episodes. If you'd like even more support and learning, then the Academy is for you. Here you'll find part 2 of the herbal discussions, more clinical learning, and case studies to support your clients in practice. Bye for now.